Now then, I have a treat for you all. I'm taking you to Iceland. Not the shop to buy some frozen chips. We're going to the country to meet my best friend, Gunnar Örn Sigurðsson, the man behind Orn Custom Guitars. And if you think you've seen it all when it comes to guitar building, you ain't seen nothing yet. Hello, Gunnar.
Hi, Lars. Nice to see you.
Well, it's a pleasure, of course. Now, I always say you have to be careful how you use the word unique, but some of your methods of aging woods, drying them out and creating an atmosphere, they're just so unique. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, this is, you are comparing to the dipping process, using the clay from the lava field to wrap in the wood. And yeah, I've been doing that for years.
It's incredible. I think it's just so clever. And we can see there some of the woods really look like they've come from a preserved Viking longboat. How does dipping these tone woods in the hot springs in the mud of the volcanic geysers actually create this effect?
It's the mud surround the mud pool. Sometimes it's gray and it can be green and brown, and I use that to rub it in, and then I use some oil over that, and then it gets this very old effect.
It looks so good, and luthiers are looking for their next unique selling point all the time. Roasted necks are popular obviously at the moment. Does your dipping process work with all woods like mahogany and maple, for example?
Yes, it does, and especially mahogany. It's looking very good when you use that wood. Walnut is a little bit. I like that too. Then it's gets a little bit unique texture and looking very old if you use walnut.
When did you first discover this process?
Back in 2016, and I was speaking to Juha Rukangas, you know that guy, and he was giving me this tip: why doesn't you take the hardware and dip it into a volcano mud and make it look like old? And I took it a little bit further and took the wood, the guitars, and dipped it in, and I thought that was much cooler to do that.
And I first saw these guitars, I think it was in Los Angeles at a guitar show, and I just commented how good they looked. I said, how do you do that? And you just said, come to Iceland and I'll show you. That's a challenge. I hopped on a boat, knocked on your door there in Reykjavík, and you took me around all these places, and we actually see you doing it, dipping it, and you're walking out over this slippery mud, and I thought, what do I do if he falls in? Gunnar's going to be a goner here.
Yeah, it was a little bit dangerous process to do. It's very hot.
Certainly is, not for the faint-hearted. Now, the underlying theme with most of your designs is the Icelandic myths, legends, Viking Norse mythology, Odin and Thor. I love all that stuff, for example. And you've got some nice guitars there. Can you show us through some?
Yep, I have one here. And I have this, aluminium top. And this is a model I call Mjolnir. And here I have the symbol I use on every guitar, almost. The helmet of Thor. And here I have the nose protection symbol, and I usually use this tailpiece which I designed, and they are making custom pickups for me in Seymour Duncan's called Volcano Mud.
Oh, I think that's great. Your own pickups called Volcano Mud. Wonderful. Now, when we did this road trip around the island, you took me everywhere, which is great. And you paid for a couple of beers. I'm glad, because beers up there are not very cheap. Aside that, wonderful scenery. There aren't many trees, and I think most of them that are there are protected. So where do you get your trees? Well, get your wood from?
Usually I have to order it, and sometimes I get it from old guys who are, used to be carpenters, and they had a lot of stuff in their garage. And some years ago, Brazilian rosewood, a little bit of it. I use really what I can get my hands on.
So what's your most popular model, and how long would a customer have to wait for a hand-built Orn Custom Guitars from Iceland?
Yeah, I have to say this is most popular is this. And to wait for a guitar like that, it could be 4-5 months or something.
Yeah, it's good. But I like the way that the Orn Custom Guitar name now is all over the world. You've got some high-profile artists playing them, and we've been talking to Adi from Solstafur. He also uses one.
Yes, he's been using that for some years now, and I'm very grateful for that. And I have some more, of course, of Monsters and Men. They had one of my guitars, and a lot of people here in Iceland are using my guitars too.
I like the way that like every guitar's got a story, and you're incorporating so much Icelandic heritage within each one. It's wonderful. We've all got guitars obviously made in Japan, America. That's fine, but how about one hand-built in Iceland after it's been dipped in a geyser? Where can people buy one, Gunnar?
Yeah, they can contact me through my Facebook site, Orn Custom Guitars, or look at my Instagram, send me a message from those sites.
Gunnar, it's so nice to speak to you again. We will meet at a guitar show somewhere soon this year, I hope. If not, I will jump on that boat and come and knock on your door again.
Hopefully there will be more shows.
Fingers crossed. You take care, Gunnar, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, Lars, and thank you, guys.